Find your way all the way to the top of your yoga mat. Get my space kind of set up here. So this is just a quick 25, might go into 30, but that's it, 30-minute flow. So we'll kind of just get right into moving. Set your feet up hip width distance. Arms can come down to your sides. Roll the shoulders back and down and let your heart elevate. Our theme this morning is in alignment with the new moon, which is in Taurus. And the new moon wants us to be grounded. It wants us to be connected to the earth under our feet, to come home to ourselves, and also to come home to the place that we call home. So it's appropriate at this time when we're all asked to be home more than we usually are. And so kind of making a sacred space in your space. And you have done so on the mat right now by coming to your yoga practice. So you can bring your palms together in front of your heart. Soft bow inward. Just connecting in and calling upon any intentions, offerings, dedications that come to mind, whatever speaks to you in this moment. And with your next breath in, just take your arms up overhead. So nice big breath in, stretch the arms up. Good. Maybe you bring your palms together and cross your thumbs here so that you can get a little better grip between those palms. And then feel the feet pressing into the earth as you elevate through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Keep your chin lifting away from your chest now, so your ears are between your upper arms. Go vertically and then start to lean to the right into a crescent, a side bend. If it helps, interlace all 10 index fingers releasing, and you can use your right palm to pull your left arm up and over. Both feet are firmly stamping into the mat, so even weight between left and right foot. Come all the way back up to center. Again, create that length, press down into your feet and lean to your left. As you come down to your left, left hand pulls lightly on the right palm. Square your chest and your hips. Pull your chin a little away from your chest. Gaze is forward, opening up the right side body. Taking a breath into your right rib cage. Breathe in. Breathe out. All the way back up. And now leaning back, start to contract your glutes a little bit. Squeeze your glutes a bit. Press your hips forward. Elevate through the sternum and start to shift your gaze up. And it might just be a little tiny back bend, or maybe you want to drop your head all the way back. It's up to you. Keep your low belly lifting, your tailbone lengthening. Squeeze through the arms. Inhale. And then right yourself up and look forward and relax your arms at the sides. Hands to the hips. Left foot's going to step back. Turn your toes to the long edge of your yoga mat. So you're going for this wider stance. You can check the distance that's appropriate by bringing your arms out. Wrists should be over the ankles. And then you can bring your hands back to your hips. Take a nice big breath in. And hinge forward, take Prasarita Padottanasana. So just bringing your hands down to the floor, or if you prefer, you can reach out and grab your big toes. This might be where you get a nice big sigh in. So just inhale, let it go. Let your head go, let your neck go, let your thoughts go. And just be on the feeling tone of this pose. Taurus energy is also inviting us to use our 5 senses. Taurus love their 5 senses. They're ruled by the 5 senses, or rather the Taurus rules the 5 senses. So it's always about just feeling good, noticing the field of sensation in the body. Feel your breath. What's most enjoyable about the breath right now? And then walk your hands forward. Come up halfway. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to stand again. As you stand, reach your arms overhead. Cross your thumbs again, so you're creating that nice big lift. And we're going to turn our left toes out to face the back of our space. And then turn your right toes to match the direction of the left toes. So now you're pivoting and facing the back of your space. And we're moving into pyramid. You might choose to keep your hands here, palms pressing, or lower the hands to frame your hips. So I'm going to come down with palms pressing. Stretch fingertips past the crown of the head. onto the floor, and then pull the hips back. And in pyramid pose, keep the inner feet rooted down. So big toe joints, inner heels are pressing, not over gripping into the toes. Maybe pull your chin towards your chest. Let's all empty our breath out here, just feeling that big stretch down the back of the left leg. And then press palms together and try to rise back up the way you came in. So lift all the way up and then spin to face the other side of the yoga mat. So just turn your right toes now towards the front of your space. Bring your palms together, lift your chest, square your hips, pyramid pose to the other side of the room. Coming on down, dropping the head. Take a moment to adjust your stance as needed. You can always frame your right foot with your hands if you'd like. Hug to midline with your inner thighs. Pull your hips back and get that nice deep stretch into the outer right hip. Feel what you're feeling. Doesn't matter if you're wobbling or shaky or you feel tight. This is all just about moving energy at this time of the day. Hopefully leaving you feeling a little more refreshed and awake and energized. From here, press into the palms and try to come up the way you came in, all the way up to stand, and then bring your back foot forward, hands at the heart. So you're back at the top of the mat where you began. Feet heel toe to touch. Bend the knees, take chair. So reaching the arms up overhead, stretch out through the fingertips, zip up through the low belly. Squeeze your thighs a lot, sit just 2 inches deeper. Pull your front ribs in, but soften your shoulder blades down. Forward fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Drop your heavy head down, let your neck go. Shake it out left, right. With your next inhale breath, come up to a flat back, lengthen spine, stepping the right foot back into a big lunge. As you find lunge, stay high on the back toes, press into the left heel, reach the arms overhead. You're coming into crescent. So arms up, square the hips, lift the chest. Take a few breaths here, or begin to lean back, create that crescent shape from the fingertips to the back heel. A little bit of a moon shape through the back body. Breathe in. Bathe back. Breathing out. Come back up, right? Lower the hands down. Step the back foot forward. Come up halfway, lift, lengthen the spine. Forward fold. Drop your heavy head. Give the head a little shake. Come up halfway, in breath. Left foot steps back, big lunge. Push into the right heel, come all the way up. And reach your arms overhead. As your arms come up overhead, you can bring your palms together if you'd like to. Cross your thumbs. And maybe start to create that back bend shape again. So fingertips to the back heel, creating that crescent moon shape in our crescent lunge. Front knee over the ankle. Take one more breath in. And release, hands back down. This time, step to down dog. Right meets left. And in your first down dog, we'll take about 5 breaths just to pedal it out. Sway your hips side to side. Just really feel into your body. Become embodied. The only way to become embodied truly is to let go of thinking, let go of the past, let go of the future. Just be right here, right now. This is how we can really come home to the moment. Come up to your tippy toes here in your down dog. And then drop your knees to the mat. And as if you were about to do a cow pose, you're just going to lift your chest and look forward. So inhaling, lifting the heart. With your exhale, drop your chest and your chin down to the mat. So this is called knees, chest, and chin. It's a little bit of a back bend. Move the shoulders away from the floor. Try to float them up. Fingertips spiraling out energetically, elbows hugging in. From here, you're going to flatten down to your belly, hips press into the mat, point your toes, and then start to push into the floor a little, creating a back bend into cobra. Feel the back body start to wake up and turn on. Send your heart forward. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. Tuck your toes and move back through down dog, hips to heels, and then stretch the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your left leg lifted up towards the sky, point the toes. Square off your hips and reach the right heel into the mat. Try to bring your left leg into the same angle as the rest of your body. So from your crown to that left big toe, one long line. And then release the left foot down and take the right leg up. Do the same thing, stretching out the back of the left leg as you elevate the right. Point the toes, get longer through that right leg, push through the hands. Breathe in, breathe out. And then right foot next to left foot. Looking forward, bend your knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Come up to a halfway lift, inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knees, come onto your toe tips, and sit down onto your heels. So you're in toe balance. You can keep your fingertips on the floor if you're not feeling steady. If you wanna play around though, bring your hands up to your thighs. Try to bring your thighs parallel to the floor. See if you can maintain balance here. And then last step, whoop, bring those arms overhead, cross your thumbs, and lift up. Focus on a single point, smooth out your breath. And then as best as you can, with as much balance as you can, you're gonna push into the toes and very slowly start to rise all the way to your tippy toes. Try to keep your heels up. So you come all the way to standing, but your heels are up, you're on your toes. Then drop the heels down and bring the arms to the sides. Nice big breath in and a long breath out. Good. Reach your arms up overhead. Inhaling, clasp your hands, index fingers release again. Squeeze your arms inward and upward, zip up through the low belly, and start to lean to the right, taking that side bend. Feel the left side of the body open. If you go too far, you will literally lose your breath, so make sure you can still breathe. Come all the way up, get tall, come down to the left. Lift your chin away from your chest and press into your feet. Come all the way back up. Keep your arms where they are, lean back, little standing back bend. Tailbone down, low belly lifting, heart lifting. Inhale. And then right yourself up, fold forward, come all the way down over the legs. Drop your heavy head down, relax your neck. Inhale, come halfway up, breathing in and stepping your right foot back again. Coming into that crescent lunge, so rise all the way up to stand, reach your arms overhead. And then start to create that little back bend, create that shape of a crescent moon, fingertips to back heel. Good, bring yourself back up. Turn open to warrior two, gazing over your left fingertips. Reverse your warrior, sweep your left arm to the sky. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Lift your back leg up off the mat. Walk your fingertips forward and move into half moon. Right arm goes up, right toes turn out. Flex your right foot like you're standing on the back wall. Inner spiral the inner right side towards the space behind you. Open up your chest just a little more. And then bring your right hand down and be in standing splits for just a moment here. Or if you'd like, you can place your hands on the mat and practice a couple L hops into handstands. So just kick up, so if you can find a little moment to balance there. And then lower the right foot next to the left. Take a fold over your legs, grab your ankles, just pull yourself into the standing forward bend. How nice it is to just fold in half here. Feel your breath. And then come onto fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot steps back. You're going into crescent again. So rising up, arms overhead. Zip up through the belly, palms press. Create that crescent shape, fingertips to the back heel, lift your heart. Look forward, warrior two. Circle the arms wide. Gazing to the right, lunge deep into the front thigh and reverse it. Right arm reaches back, stretch through the right side waist. Cartwheel your hands down, lift your back leg. Walk fingertips forward so that they're under the shoulders. Then take your left hand to your left hip. Start to turn open towards the left side of your space for half moon balance. Left arm might reach up towards the sky. Lean back and open up. Big wide open chest space. One more breath there. Bring your hand down to the floor. Place your palms on the mat. Extend your left leg back and take standing splits, or if you'd like, lean into your palms and take a couple hops towards handstand. Both feet meet at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, in breath. Grab a hold of the ankles, pull yourself in, standing forward bend. And then set your fingertips onto the floor. Inhale, step back or jump back to plank. You can drop your knees if you'd like to here or lower in one line, moving through a vinyasa of your choice. Meeting back in down dog. In your downward facing dog, bring your right shin behind your wrists. Drop your back knee, start to walk your left leg back as far as you can get it. Come onto your fingertips. Before folding, try to square off your hips. Pressing into the outer edge of your right foot, walking that left leg back. When you're ready, folding over your front leg, maybe coming down to your elbows, laying on a pillow, walking arms all the way out. Attune to your breath. Be aware of all the feelings in the body. Notice if there's any thoughts. Press your hands back down to the floor. Press yourselves back up. Tuck the back toes. Take three-legged dog. Shake that right leg out. And release it down. Other side. Left shin behind the wrists. Drop the back knee. Start to walk the right leg back. Come onto fingertips. Lift your chest. Square off your hips, kind of dialing that right hip forward. Lifting your heart upward. Breathing into that outer left hip. When you're ready, coming forward and down, lowering to your elbows or walking the arms all the way out. Take one more breath deep down into wherever you're feeling sensation in that hip, releasing tension there. And then crawl the hands back in, press into the palms, tuck the back toes, reach that left leg up, shake it out. And lower the left foot down to the floor, and then step or jump through to sit down onto your bottom. And as you sit, take your hands back behind you, take the feet a little bit wide, and then drop the knees to the left and sit. So feet wide, knees went left, and then we're looking for 90-degree angles. So at the left knee joint, make that a 90-degree, flex the left foot. And then from the right hip down to the knee, and then the shin, make that a 90, flex the foot. Good. And it's okay if the right hip's a little bit up off the floor. You're gonna turn your body towards the left, bring your fingertips towards the back of your space. Lift your chest up, big breath in. And then as you start to fold, walk even more to the left. So you're folding down and coming to your elbows. Keep your inner right knee and inner right ankle anchored, and breathe. If you wanted to fingertip the right hand out towards the back of your mat, you could do that. Start walking that right hand even further out. Maybe you can lower the whole right plane of the body down a little bit more. And lock your hands back in. And slowly just bring yourself back to neutral. If you pick your knees up and you leave your feet where they are, I think this will work. If we just drop the knees to the right, you should end up pretty much 90-90. Good. Adjust if you need to. Bring your fingertips to the right and down to the floor. Again, inhale, lift your chest before walking the arms out and slowly coming down onto your elbows. Keep your inner left ankle and knee anchored. Walk the left hand out a little further if you're available to do that. And then walk the hands back in, slowly returning up to your seat. Bring the knees back up. Bring the soles of the feet together and pull the heels in pretty close. Big toe sides of your feet come apart. Inhale, lift your chest up, and then lean forward and fold into Baddha Konasana. Nice stretch now for the low back and the inner hips, outer hips, inner thighs. Lift your head and lift yourself up. Bring those knees in and just take your time coming onto your back. And as you arrive on your back body, take one final pose. Maybe that's a couple twists, knees drop left and right, or maybe you feel like going into a bridge pose or a full wheel if you have the energy for it. Whatever feels right to you, take this final moment to get that last pose in. You can even just take the legs up towards the ceiling and just drain lymphatic fluid and blood. Just imagine everything draining from the feet, down the legs, towards the hips. Take another breath or two here, whatever shape you've chosen to be in. And then we'll start to transition into our final peak pose. So that will be our Savasana. Some would consider it the hardest pose of all because we're asked to completely surrender and be still. As you lie back and you find a comfortable position, make sure that you really are comfortable. If it's possible to get just 10% more comfortable, you'll want to make those little shifts to make that happen. Slight tuck of the chin towards the chest, shoulder blades are down the back, your arms relax either at your sides or on your body so you can feel your breath. Close your eyes. Noticing your next breath. You can start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Let your head rock right and left a few times. Arms can reach overhead. Just give yourself a full body stretch. Knees to chest. Wrap your arms around the legs. Give yourself a big squeeze. Roll down to one side. And slowly press yourself up to sit. Bringing your palms together in front of your heart. Turning your attention inward, kind of making that space inside to come home to. May you feel at home in this space, comforted, at ease, peaceful, safe. I'd like to thank you for practicing this quick 25-minute flow with me, and I hope to see you all soon on Zoom. Namaste. Thank you.